Have you ever felt like life is fighting you? Maybe you try to move forward and something pushes you back. Or maybe you save money, then an emergency swallows it. Or maybe you finally choose courage and suddenly the road gets rougher. And you sit there thinking, why is it easy for everyone else? Why do I always have to struggle? Is this a sign I should stop? If any of that sounds like you, this story is for you. Because the thing you call bad luck might be the very thing building your strength. Stay with me until the end. In a crowded city full of horns, deadlines, and tired faces, there lived a 29-year-old graphic designer named Caleb. Caleb wasn't lazy, he wasn't careless, he wasn't foolish. He was just tired. 2 years earlier, the design agency he loved laid him off like it was nothing. A short meeting, a polite smile, a "we'll be in touch." And just like that, his routine collapsed. He tried freelancing because he had no choice, but freelancing didn't feel like freedom. It felt like begging with a laptop. Clients paid late, clients changed their minds, clients wanted premium work with cheap money. And the worst ones spoke to him like he was lucky they noticed him at all. Then his landlord raised the rent by 20%. Caleb packed his life into boxes and moved into a smaller apartment with thinner walls. Now he could hear everything. Other people's laughter, other people's arguments, other people's music. And at night, when the room went quiet, Caleb would stare at his ceiling and feel that heavy thought return. Why is my life so hard? He didn't hate anyone, he didn't wish bad on his friends, but when he opened social media and saw classmates getting promotions, traveling, getting engaged, it felt like they were sliding smoothly on ice, while he was dragging his feet through deep mud. One night he called his mother. His voice was calm, but the tiredness underneath it was loud. "Mum, I just want 1 month that doesn't hurt," he said. 1 month where I'm not fighting something. His mother didn't have magic words. She only said, "I'm praying for you." And Caleb whispered, "Thank you," like a man asking for air. That week got worse. A client rejected a clean logo design because it wasn't more expensive looking. Another client promised payment on Monday, then vanished until Friday. Caleb's laptop started heating up like it wanted to die, and when he checked his bank app, his chest tightened. On Friday night, he sat on the edge of his bed and laughed once, dry and empty. Not because something was funny, because he didn't know what else to do. He stared at his hands and thought, I'm doing my best, so why does it keep pushing back? By Saturday morning, the apartment noise felt like a cage, so he grabbed his coat, drove out of the city and headed for the coastal cliffs, a high grassy ridge above a grey, restless ocean. The cliffs were known for one thing: brutal wind. Caleb parked, stepped out and instantly felt it. The air hit him like a strong hand, cold, sharp, relentless. It whipped his hair, stung his cheeks, pushed against his chest like it wanted him to turn around. Caleb leaned forward and muttered, "Of course, even the wind wants to fight me." He walked toward the edge of the ridge, shoulders tense, jaw tight. And then he saw it, a flash of bright red in the sky. Caleb looked up. Hovering above the chaos was a massive kite, intricate, elegant, shaped like a dragon. Long red tails snapped in the wind like living ribbons. And the strange part, the kite looked steady, peaceful, like it wasn't scared of the storm at all. Caleb's eyes narrowed. "How is that thing not crashing?" he whispered. He followed the line down and saw a man sitting in a folding camping chair, calm as a rock. Old, wool cap, weathered hands, a wooden spool resting in his palms like it belonged there. Caleb walked closer and shouted over the wind, "That kite is beautiful." The old man smiled without standing. "It is. Her name is the Red Storm." Caleb looked up again. "It must be hard to fly in this weather." The old man laughed, deep, joyful, like someone who had made peace with life. "Hard?" he said. "Son, this is the best weather." Caleb blinked. "Best? The wind is fighting everything." The old man's eyes stayed on the kite. "No, the wind is not fighting." Then he looked at Caleb. "The wind is working." Caleb frowned. "Working for who?" The old man nodded toward the sky. "For anything that knows how to face it." Caleb wanted to dismiss him, but something about the kite bothered him. It was too steady, too high, too calm. Caleb pointed at the bent trees nearby. "Look at them. The wind is trying to break them." The old man gently reeled the line in a little. The kite dipped, then shot even higher. Then he said quietly, "Come here, hold the spool." Caleb hesitated. Then he took it. Instantly his arms tensed. The pull was strong, like the sky was trying to take the spool out of his hands. The line vibrated like a tight guitar string. Caleb's feet planted harder into the grass. "It's heavy," Caleb grunted. "It's pulling away from me." The old man nodded, like that was the point. "Good. Now answer me." He leaned in slightly, voice calm. "If you wanted this kite to rise higher, what would you ask the wind to do?" Caleb stared at the sky. "If the wind stopped, it would fall," he said. The old man smiled. "Exactly." Caleb swallowed. The old man continued. "Now look closely. What direction is the kite facing?" Caleb followed the shape with his eyes. The wind was blasting from the ocean toward the land. And the kite? It was facing into the wind, nose first, meeting it head on. The old man's voice softened. "If that kite turns its back to the wind, it tumbles, it panics, it collapses. But when it faces the resistance," he tapped the spool, "the resistance becomes lift." Caleb's breathing slowed. The words landed like a quiet slap. The old man continued. "You came here thinking the wind is your enemy. You called it a curse. But nothing rises in still air, Caleb." Caleb's eyes stayed on the dragon. "So, the struggle is the lift?" he asked, almost ashamed of how badly he needed that to be true. "The struggle is the only lift," the old man replied. "Birds take off against the wind. Planes take off against the wind. And a man who wants a better life must learn to move against what pushes him." Caleb stood there, holding the spool, feeling the tension. And then the old man did something Caleb didn't expect. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a small pocket knife. Caleb's stomach tightened. "What are you doing?" The old man asked. "Do you want to see what easy looks like?" Before Caleb could answer, snap. The line was cut. The pole vanished. Caleb stumbled back from the sudden emptiness in his hands. For a moment, the kite drifted. It looked free. It looked relaxed. It looked easy. Then gravity spoke. The dragon collapsed on itself like a broken dream. It spun, rolled, and crashed into jagged rocks below. 10 seconds. Over. Caleb stared, shocked, as the red shape lay shattered. The old man's voice was quiet now. "That," he said, pointing down, "is a life with no resistance, no tension, no pushback." He looked Caleb in the eyes. "You think peace means the wind stops, but peace is learning how to fly with the wind by facing it." Caleb couldn't speak, because somewhere deep down he knew the truth. He wasn't only tired of struggle,
He was tired of being angry at struggle, and that anger was making him weak. The old man stood slowly, dusted his hands, and said something Caleb would never forget. "Stop praying to be released. Pray to become stronger." Caleb swallowed hard. For the first time in a long time, he didn't feel cursed. He felt challenged, and somehow that felt better. My friend, here's what this means for you. If life feels like a headwind right now, remember this. Lesson 1. Resistance doesn't mean you're failing. Sometimes resistance proves you're moving in the right direction. Easy roads don't build strong legs. Lesson 2. The wind can't lift what refuses to face it. You don't rise by running away. You rise by turning toward the pressure and learning to handle it. Lesson 3. Easy can be a hidden crash. No standards, no discipline, no discomfort. It feels soft until it breaks you. A challenge for you today. Pick one area where you feel pushed back. Money, skill, school, relationships, confidence. And do this. Ask yourself, what would facing the wind look like today? One small action, one honest step, one uncomfortable move. Then do it. And if this story hit you, drop a comment saying, "I will face the wind." Because, my friend, you were not made to live on the ground.